Do you want to know the best of the best methods to level up fast at early game? You are in the right place. I spent countless hours hunting and optimizing these 5 early farming methods, so ultimately I can give you the fastest and most efficient spots that will not waste your precious time. Following these methods will let you earn hundreds of thousands of Chroma to buy all of the stuff you need, or earn more than a whopping 526k to 3.2 million XP to level up your characters in the fastest time possible. For the sake of the video, I am showing my updated general farming build that I will be running in the next spots on this list. I highly suggest taking the time following all of my suggestions here, so you can replicate all of the strategies that I'm going to show you later on. The general farming build's main focus is to burst down all of the targets during our first turns as much as possible for maximum gains and efficiency. Stacking up as much AP during the first turn and damage multipliers were the things I focus on. So Luminas or Pictos such as Augmented First Strike, Empowering Attack, Exposing Attack, Augmented Attack, and Energizing Starts are highly suggested. Did you know as well that the First Strike sequence has its own turn mechanics? Yes indeed. You can test this out by equipping a character with a First Strike Picto or Lumina, and during First Strike, if not configured correctly, that character will not play first despite the character in question having the First Strike ability. It is because your First Strike turn is completely affected by whatever order you selected the characters when forming your party, not by character speed or other factors. I know it's pretty confusing, right? Like for example, I want Mael to take her turn first, then Loon, and then finally CL. Remove all of your party members first and make sure Mael is the only active member in the party. Then add Loon, and then CL. In this order, you can make sure that Mael will take her turn first, second will be Lune, and then CL will be the last during first strikes. I kinda stress how this confused me, and now I'm saving you the hassle. This is pretty important if you want to optimize your runs later on, since all of the farming methods usually starts with a first strike 80% of the time. The Stone Wave Cliffs Old Farm location will let the player fight a Crystal Golem and 2 other mini golems Nevrons. Find this spot when progressing in the Stone Wave Cliffs, and the Old Farm Expedition 56 flag is going to be our starting point for this run. You will never miss this area as it is part of the main scenario. To start the actual run, approach the Crystal Golem that is roaming around the Old Farm near the Expedition flag. As soon as you approach it, do a preemptive strike to start the run. Lune will start the fight with our usual wildfire skill to inflict burns to all targets. Mael will then do free aim shots twice to remove the Crystal Golem's shields and access Virtual Stance and get 200% damage increase. Once the shields were completely gone, perform a Fencer Fury to apply defenseless to all targets and damage them in the process. Usually this is enough to take out the little Nevrons, and let CL cast a marking card to damage and inflict a mark status on the target. Since it is likely that you just arrived in the area when progressing this guide, we can score a 1-turn kill yet, so make sure to dodge the incoming attacks from the Golem. End the fight with Lune by letting her cast Mayhem skill, and once the fight ends, head back to the flag to reset the run, rinse and repeat. There is a high chance that you can 1-turn kill each fight if Mael's Fencer's Flurry will do a critical strike and end the fight quickly, so keep this in mind. Each run lasts around 1 minute to 1 minute and 15 seconds depending on whether Mael will crit or not, and gives you almost 2k Chroma and 9k XP per run. If you do this consistently in an hour, we are looking at 89k to 114k worth of Chroma and 400k to 526k of XP for your characters. Pretty sweet for an easy method. The Stoneway Cliffs Vasal Cave spot is the top 4 spot on this list, which requires the player to farm 2 Nevron Sword Masters and a mini golem. We are still in the same location, and you can access this spot by finding the Expedition 56 Vasal Waves flag. Again, you cannot miss this as this is part of the main scenario. Starting the actual run by sprinting and jumping on the nearby ledge. Not for long, you will see our main target for this run and surprise it with a preemptive strike. Start the match with Lune with another wildfire to inflict all targets with burn and damage them in the process. Then Mael will sweep all of the Nevrons here with her Fencer's Fury, dealing damage and inflicting defenseless in the process. CL on the other hand will end the fight by casting Firing Shadows, which eliminates all targets with dark damage. Pretty easy and clean when it comes to fight strategy, and once the fight is done, head back to the flag by riding the nearby live stream to reset the run. rinse and repeat. Each run lasts around 49 seconds with loading times included and gives you 1k Chroma and almost 9k XP per run. Do this consistently in an hour and we are looking at 92k worth of Chroma and a great amount of 654k of XP. Perfect for your leveling needs. Not bad for a method that is so easy to pull off. If you're getting value so far, subscribe to the channel. Liking the video and engaging in the comments helps me a lot. Join our Discord server and discuss role-playing games such as this, and I appreciate your support. I am pretty surprised that the village outskirts spot still performs and got included in the best of the best early spots. Find this farming spot near the Jestros village entrance, and right off the bat, you will see our Nevron targets out in the open. I covered this spot in my previous early farming spots video, and just in case you just started the game and looking for the spots to level up, I highly suggest checking the video out, which I link in the description or by clicking the card here. Use my previous farming video as a progression guide for you to do all of the spots that I've shown you in this video, especially if you just started the game. For the actual run, station yourself near the water Nevrons and do a preemptive strike. In this method, Mael should be the one who takes the first turn. You should know by now how to manipulate your first strike turns since I covered it in the early chapters of this video. Mael will then start the fight by shooting the shielded Nevron twice in this fight to remove its shields and access Virtuous Stance for the 200% damage increase. She will then perform a Fencer's Flurry, dealing tons of damage to targets. This will delete the biggest Nevron and the Lancer most of the time, and sometimes it ends the fight when Mael manages to hit the flying Nevron as well. If not, Lune will end the fight by shooting the Nevron's floating mine, which ends the fight abruptly. After the fight ends, access your cap and head back out to respawn the targets. You are much stronger now, so this spot can be cleared lightning fast, which lasts around 35 seconds and gives you 900 Chroma and 6k worth of XP per run. Do this consistently in an hour and we are looking at 93k Chroma and almost 661k worth of XP. A fast and clean way to level up your characters. Things will go crazy from here since you can get millions of XP by fighting simple matches from here on, like facing giant feet in an arena match and pummeling this guy alone. I do have the fastest ways to take down these arena matches, so stay tuned for that. Access this spot first by going to the hidden Jestros arena, which is not far from their village. Head to the location, and before we start building our characters or optimize our runs, I highly suggest completing each match with whatever build you have so you can get the required pictos for our runs later on. After clearing all of the matches and getting all of the rewards, it's time to build our characters. By now, you already know that we are only using a single character when participating in these matches. First things first, standardizing the run by building Mael. Equip her with Brule Rum for the main weapon to apply burns consistently since we do have 100% critical hit chance. Slot in Perilous Parry, Energizing Start 3, and Exposing Attack for the Pictos. No need to configure the skills since we will be dealing with normal attacks only. And make sure to follow my Lumina setup here so you can replicate my runs later on. I may be level 37 in this recording, but I started this run from my backup save with a character level between 25 plus or lower. Time for the actual method, and start it by picking Giant Feet as your opponent in the arena. In this configuration, Giant Feet will attack first, so it is a must to counter every attack that the enemy will throw at you. Giant Feet has this slow attack animation, so with practice, you can nail your counters down in no time. In every counter, you will damage him with max damage cap, which is a significant portion of his HP. Giant Feet will then suffer from burn after the counter, and when it's your turn, use your AP until you apply a mark status against your target. If you fail to apply the mark status after using all of your AP, it's totally fine. Then finish your turn by performing a normal attack. Usually with this setup, the enemy will then die from the burn status, ending the fight. But if somehow you fail to take Giant Feet down after the burn damage, he will attack again and just counter to end the fight. If you master this, fights can end super quickly, lasting around 28 to 29 seconds, giving you 1k Chroma, almost 10k XP for your bench party members, and a whopping 19k XP for the participating character. Do this consistently in an hour and we are looking at almost 127k Chroma, a whopping almost 1.2 million XP for the bench party members, and an insane almost 2.4 million XP for your participating character. But what if I told you it's not even the best spot on this list, and Jillian Tiny Head gives an insane 3.2 million XP per hour. For this method, just select him as your opponent to start the match. No need to change the build, and we will be using the same strategy as we did for Giant Feet. Julian will then take his turn, doing his combination attacks. Take the time to learn his attack animations and delays. Parry this guy to deal maximum cap damage once again. Julian will then suffer from burns during the process, and when you take your turn, try to use all of your AP to apply a mark status on Jillian. If you applied a mark, stop shooting and proceed. If you fail to do so, don't mind it and proceed. After doing your free aims, perform a normal attack to apply defenseless and damage Julian in the process. When he takes his turn, watch him suffer from huge tons of damage from burn status. He will then attack and parry this guy to his death and end the fight quickly. If he doesn't die from your counter damage, he will then die from the burn status instead. Like Giant Feet, matches don't last long and usually last around 34 to 35 seconds and can give you 1400 Chroma and almost 16k XP on your bench players and a mind-blowing 31k for your character who did the match. Do this consistently in an hour and we are looking at 142k of Chroma, 1.6 million XP for your bench characters, and a crazy amount of 3.2 million XP for the participating character. Truly the best spot in the early game. But what if you want to power level your other characters? I mentioned that you can do this as well for your other characters, and you can do so by following the same setup that we ran with Mael. Like for example, CL here with Chation weapon, the same pictos that we used with Mael, and also the Lumina build. When the fight starts, the same idea applies. Just parry the guy to deal cap damage. Once CL is able to take her turn, shoot Jillian until he suffers from mark, then pull off a normal attack to render him defenseless. Once Julian attacks again, parry him and deal cap damage and end the fight with any offensive skills. Apply this to your other characters if you want to power level them all. But what if you just started a game and want to know the best spots to level up fast? Click on this video and I will catch you on the next one.